Welcome to the Florida Cable Telecommunications Association's Capital Dateline Online. I'm with our guest, Executive Editor of the News Service of Florida, Jim Saunders. Hi, Jim.
Great.
This week, biggest topic is the Republican National Convention, and we're going to talk about the Florida participation in that convention.
Well, I think the Florida participation sort of is an example of how divided a lot of Republicans are about the Donald Trump presidential campaign. I mean, there's a large contingent of Floridians up there. Governor Scott, Attorney General Pam Bondi, they're going to be speaking at the event, and so there's a lot of support. But on the other hand, there's quite a few people staying home in Florida not going as well, and some of them will be upfront about the fact they are not going to be want to be associated with Trump.
Let's talk about the notables.
Well, I mean, I think probably the biggest example of people who are not up there right now is Marco Rubio. Mm-hmm. The convention opened Monday, is opening Monday, and the Florida delegation was having a breakfast up there on Monday morning. Meanwhile, Marco Rubio was scheduled to be in Fort Myers talking about algae in the waterways down there, and then he was going to Stewart later in the day to talk about algae in the waterways. So it's kind of a juxtaposition of all the pomp and circumstance that goes on with the convention versus Rubio down in South Florida dealing with really a nasty issue down there.
And then we also had Jeb Bush weighing in.
Well, and former Governor Bush wrote an op-ed in the Washington Post this weekend that just blasted Trump and talked about not wanting the party to become nativist know-nothings, and even in that op-ed, former Governor Bush talked about he said he didn't know how he was going to vote. He might vote for libertarians or he might vote for a write-in. So, I mean, he's made clear in the past he wasn't going to vote for Trump or Democrat Hillary Clinton. But, it's sort of an indication of the hard feelings and divisions that are out there. I'm not really sure at this point how much influence Jeb Bush has on this whole process. He ran against Donald Trump and he lost big.
And so did Marco Rubio.
And so did Marco Rubio. And, the readers of the Washington Post op-ed page are probably not the same as the voters in Palatka. So,
speaking of which, the polls that have come out this week, last week, especially Quinnipiac and Marist polls, have totally different conclusions, and what the people are thinking may be different than what our representatives are thinking.
It's really hard to sift through these polls at this point in terms of what's going on in Florida. We had a Quinnipiac poll, which you alluded to, which showed a huge shift in Florida to Trump and gave Trump a small advantage over Hillary Clinton in Florida. And on the other hand, a couple days later, Marist College, along with the NBC and Wall Street Journal, put out a poll that showed Hillary Clinton ahead by, I think it was 7 points over Trump.
So and these are Florida polls.
These are Florida polls, Florida results. They poll Florida because it's such a key state in presidential races. But you got these two totally divergent views. The Quinnipiac poll was far more favorable to Republicans. The Marist poll was far more favorable to Democrats. So, it's a little bit hard to get a real feel for what's happening at this point. I think there are probably a couple takeaways that you can, when you look at all the numbers from these polls, a couple of things. One is that Trump and Clinton both have huge unfavorables, not only in Florida, but also across the country. Quinnipiac put a lot of their basis for this movement towards Trump based on these revelations and about the email server with Hillary Clinton, and saying that was could be influencing voters to move towards Trump because they don't trust Clinton. Both candidates will have huge negatives. The other thing that I took away from these polls is that there is just a huge divide in terms of various demographic and political factors in Florida. I mean, you look at the numbers, older white voters, Trump. You look at younger non-white voters, Clinton. I mean, all these poll numbers come to those same conclusions. So a lot of the debate is going to be, or battling is going to be over voters in the middle. It's independents. And these polls even had conflicting numbers on independent voters. So I think may know more after the conventions when, if there's anything dramatic happens during the conventions. But after that, this will be playing out.
So, prediction, you think that Donald Trump will get a bump after the convention?
I think it's too early to tell.
Okay.
I think it depends on whether he sticks to the message that's gotten him here, or whether he tries to broaden out to a broader number of, base of voters. But we haven't seen his speech yet, and we haven't seen the rest of the convention yet. So.
Either way, it's going to be fun. Thanks, Jim. For more about Florida news, politics, and government, visit the Advances section of our website, and keep coming back to Capitol Dateline Online for daily postings.